Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Louise. I am a real estate agent. I'm also a nurse practitioner. So this channel is all about building health and wealth. Okay, so if you're into nursing or you're trying to become a nurse or you're into real estate and building wealth, then this is the right place for you. I'm going to be coming up with more videos coming up soon, but today we're going to be focusing on nursing school and how to ace nursing school. So nursing school is not easy. Okay, it's not easy, but it's definitely doable, because if it wasn't, none of us would be here. All right, so there's a couple tips that you need in order to be successful in nursing school. The first thing is you need to stay organized, okay? So you need to get yourself a planner, an app, anything, whatever, however you stay organized, you need to find a way to stay organized so you can keep track of all your classes, your clinicals, test dates, paper dates, all of that. You need to stay organized, okay? If you are not organized, you are not going to make it through. And you don't need any fancy organizer, but you definitely need to, like, some kind of calendar, a calendar, something, okay? So you can write down when things are due, what dates classes are, so you stay on top of everything so you don't miss any deadlines, okay? Second tip is studying, okay? You do not need to memorize everything in nursing school. Application is actually way more important. What I mean by that is that during class and stuff, you want to write notes, but you want to put things into your own words, okay? You don't want to just sit there and memorize things when you are at home going over your PowerPoints. The best way to study is to ask yourself questions as you're studying. So, for example, if you guys are talking about diabetes, don't just memorize, like the times for insulin, how long insulin lasts in our body. Like, that's fine to memorize, but you need to be able to apply it, because during an exam, they're not going to ask you what is the time. They're going to give you a scenario, and you have to be able to apply that to that scenario. So my biggest tip for studying is to do you can memorize your PowerPoints, but then follow that up with doing questions related to whatever you just learned. So if you guys are on a chapter about endocrinology, go online, literally Google NCLEX questions for endocrinology, or test bank endocrinology. They just like try to find medical questions related to endocrinology to test your knowledge, okay? Because that's what nurses are. They're really just trying to test your knowledge. Okay, so you can memorize all of this stuff, but if you can't apply it to a scenario question, you're not gonna make it. Okay, you cannot memorize your way through nursing school. Okay, you need to understand the material. If you understand the material, it doesn't matter what question they throw at you, you will be able to work your way through those questions. Okay, so study by doing questions. Questions. I can't even stress this enough. I literally, like, I did an accelerated nursing program, and throughout my whole program, I didn't even waste time memorizing anything. I just make sure I understood the basic idea of the topic, and I did as many questions as possible. And you would not believe how many questions I saw on exams that were questions that I was practicing. I didn't had no idea, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I remember doing something similar, and I was able to apply my knowledge and answer the questions. So do as many questions as you can. Have somebody quiz you, ask you, study in a question form. Study as if you're taking the exam, okay? Don't just sit there and memorize. It's going to be boring. Ask yourself questions as you go through it. So usually when I took notes, I would make questions out of my notes. So if it's like, oh, diabetes is a blah blah blah, instead of writing that, I will have another piece of paper, and I write, what is diabetes? Like, everything that I've written is in a question form, so it forces me to think. Okay, so that's that. And then the third tip is to have fun, enjoy yourself. It's going to be stressful, and also to stay away from negative people. There's going to be so many negative people in nursing school. Everyone is going to be talking about, oh my God, this sucks, this is bad. Stay out of it. Just stay out of it. Stay positive. Don't even engage in that kind of toxic, negative behavior, because it's going to start bringing you down. Okay, so stay out of the negative Nancy's and stay positive. And lastly, get some sleep. Okay, sleep is very important, because if you don't rest, you're not going to be able to study. You're not going to be able to take anything in, okay? And also remember, C's get the degrees. You do not need to get an A, sis, okay? You don't need to stress yourself out to get an A, okay? You just need to pass, because what are we trying to get this? We're trying to get this RN, all right? Your job, when you get a nursing job, they're not going to care that you got a 96 in pathophysiology. They're not going to care that you got 100% on this pharmacology exam. They need to know, did you pass the boards? Were you able to pass the boards? Yeah? Okay, that's it. Pass your class, pass your boards, that's it. That's your focus, just pass, okay? You can aim for 97, but don't stress yourself out. If you end up getting an 85, who cares? Nobody's going to care once you finish. I swear to you, nobody's going to care. Just make it through. That's all you have to do, okay? Have a wonderful evening. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Mwah.